Hi, namaste, and welcome to August 2025. So, August is an interesting energy, and isn't it always interesting these days? But August is actually very interesting because we're dealing with the 8 energy vibration. We're still dealing with 9 vibration. We have Mercury retrograde. It goes direct on August 11th, but we'll be in post shadow until August 25th. So, this is still a great month to just really slow down, rejuvenate, relax, restore, reset. And we have Lionsgate that peaks. We are in the portal now, and it peaks on August 8th. And normally this portal, is a big download and resetting for us personally. This year, it is an actual planetary reset where there's a electric blue flame pouring into Mama Earth, right to the core, reawakening deep memory. So this is a very different Lionsgate. So if you feel, still going to be very powerful energy, but very different because it's very much about Mama Earth. And so if you start to feel you need to ground a little bit more, you need more rest, you need more hydration, you're feeling a pull from the earth, you feel like you need to just be out in nature a little bit more. That could be just how you're feeling connected to all the changes and yourself potentially facilitating that process, reaping, of course, the healing benefits and the resetting too, because we're all connected. We're so intricately connected with Mama Earth and with all life. So this is a really powerful month. We've got Lionsgate, we've got Mercury retrograde, and then we have the number vibrations of 8. Let's talk about 8. So 8 is interesting because it represents power. It represents our relationship with authority. It represents money. It represents finances, abundance, and it represents healing. So on the world stage, because we've got this still collective 9, vibration in the background, 9 is asking us to review old patterns. It's asking us to release, let go, surrender to, deeper intuition. It's asking us to surrender to a higher power, a higher spirit self, not discluding though our own sovereignty and our own inner authorities. We're really being asked with that 9 to come inward to our sacred inner self, to our soul self, so that we can hear, just that inner, gentle, loving, subtle, wise guidance that's coming from within, and asking us this month to really ask the questions: what is my relationship with power? What is my relationship with, how I'm relating to energy in general that is not from the heart? And we want to really land, right into the heart. We're truly empowered when we are in our authentic self. And when we're shining and expressing authentically, we are in our sovereignty. And to do that, we need to be able to be really in our heart space, connected to our soul self. So 9 is asking us to potentially review some patterns historically where we've been just giving away our power. Maybe we didn't even recognize where we were giving away our power. So it's going to be interesting on the world stage because can it get more intense? And it's the question that we may see, or, the actions that we may see playing out on the world stage, or it could be just more power struggles happening, more power plays happening. There could be still, though, more disclosure happening where we have an opportunity to see things that we didn't see, or understand things we didn't understand before, where then we can take a step back and say, well, I didn't realize I was so, not being able to be in my power for different reasons. And one of the most powerful things that we can remind ourselves consistently with is that our true power really lies in our own personal transformation. When we can move, transform, transmute, and heal our own energy within, then we can get into a higher vibrational alignment, and we have such more of an impact to really start to create the change on the collective, especially when things are playing out where we might not still have, a lot of say or a lot of control on the events that are unfolding and happening. So this is a great month to just kind of come back into our own energy and come back into our own lane and just, kind of sit with ourselves, and still with that Mercury retrograde, beautiful opportunity to start to have, just deeper understanding and deeper awareness of, what is so, July helped us to kind of potentially get into more understanding of what our own personal truth is. Now with this 8, it could be just, how can I start to plant some seeds so that I can now then, next, when the energies start to come back and moving forward, I can start to put that into action. Consciousness and action is the 8 as well. Deep emotion can still be coming up because of that 9. And we've got, 9 in September is going to be coming to a culmination. It's going to be coming to kind of just, a real, point of either real completion or a pinnacle point. And so this month I feel is just so rich with still that deep opportunity to really excavate and explore from within. What are we really ready to release and let go of, and where do we really want to step into, and where do we want to create from, and still creating that solid foundation this month in order to do that. And we have, just these powerful energies with that Lionsgate 2, and then with that 8 supporting us. So this is a beautiful month to really connect to the breath. 8 represents the breath, the pranic channels. And it really, it represents that an infinity number. It's this spark of life. And it's this balance between my finite self and my infinite self. So that's another thing that we can do. And through our restoration process is really asking, how can I start to increase my vitality? And how can I start to nourish myself with just more energy, pranic foods, hydrating, with things that are really life-giving to our chi, to our body, to our mind, and to our, kind of our relationship with life. And, potentially reviewing that and really asking, what do I really want to bring in more of? Knowing, remembering that we have the power to create the change. We have that power within us. Is it going to happen overnight? Definitely not. Most important thing for us to remember, though, is that we do have that power to create that change. And we do that first and foremost by healing ourselves, transmuting, transforming what needs to, go, is no longer serving, so that we can really step into be love, be peace, be, that inspired voice that can speak on behalf of justice and on behalf of freedom. So going to be an interesting month. Invitation, one more thing too, is with Mercury retrograde, communication is still going to be a theme. And then now we've got this power coming up, with the theme this month too. So this is a month for us to potentially really just be mindful of what we're speaking, mindful of what we're thinking, mindful of how we're communicating, just really trying to be mindful of staying in our own lane, staying grounded, staying in our heart, avoiding power struggles, avoiding, as much as possible, just, fueling any fire that's creating any type of conflict or, misunderstanding or miscommunication. And if we feel like, again, when we've got this trickster Mercury energy going on and we feel like I'm just opening my mouth and I'm creating, misunderstanding, then it could be just, it might be an opportunity to just kind of like pause and reflect and just kind of like, okay, what do I need to just come back in and get a little bit more clear, a little bit more grounded. Sometimes when that happens, we're just being asked to just take a step back and just take a pause, take a step back, and just kind of really take some time just for silence, or take some time